Hi all. It's been a minute since I've been on here, so I'm excited to get to paint with you guys. And yesterday today's Friday, it's about 2 p.m. Yesterday, Thursday, I was on the Daniel Smith Live and we were discussing autumn colors. So I went through my watercolor sticks and chose some colors that I thought would be a really pretty autumn palette. And that was these 5 colors. So we have yellow ochre, lavender, quinacridone burnt orange, undersea green, and Prussian blue. Both the yellow ochre as well as the lavender are both colors that can get kind of muddy and can be a little tricky to work with, especially the lavender. I've had the hardest time with that color in it, but whenever I've tried it, it hasn't worked out for me. So if you watch, I'll put a link to that video, but if you watch that video, I had this color discovery. I just picked a couple colors and thought, oh, I'll paint an autumn rose. And then did the sequencing where I started with yellow ochre and then I put some lavender and then I put the burnt orange. And this is what I was able to paint. It's amazing that these colors created this beautiful autumn rose. And I was so excited because there's areas where the yellow ochre and the lavender join and make these really neat neutrals. But then if I just dropped in a drop of that lavender again, I was able to get the actual color of the lavender to still show, even though it's mixing with the yellow ochre and the burnt orange. And then the other color discovery, which surprisingly enjoyed just as much, is that undersea green and Prussian blue, which are 2 colors I rarely use, and how they mingle, and also how I could get nice dark values with them too. So anyways, I am in love with this palette, and I don't want to lose I want to do this again because I kind of want to lock it in. I want to lock in this playing with these colors. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it, and I want this to be a celebrated color collection. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna buy one of the Daniel Smith. They have these like plastic cases. This one's pulled apart, but they come in a set of 5, and I'm actually going to get one of those and put these in the 5 case and keep these, because it's probably just gonna write autumn on there because it's just such a beautiful autumn palette. So anyways, all you're going to need for today, if you want to paint along, is some rose references. These are some rose reference photos I took, and or any flower reference. I don't even think I'm going to do any drawing. I think I'm just going to go straight to work to show how wonderful this brush is and how wonderful these colors are and how nice it is to be simple sometimes. Just the beauty of simplicity. A couple of watercolor sticks, a brush, and some paper, and play your favorite music and just relax into the moment of painting. I hope you enjoy this video. Be sure to leave me comments or ask any questions you have. When I premiere this, it'll be live, so I'll be engaging in the chat box with you guys. So here is that first layer, and it's dry. You can tell because the paper's flat. If there's still a little bit of a warp, then you can just go ahead and give it a bit of help. So time that has elapsed so far from when I very first started to paint until getting this completely dry was 1 hour. I allowed it to dry naturally about 90% because as you let it dry naturally, it's continuing to blend out and you'll get those granulation. I feel like if we dry it when it's wet, a lot of times we lose that texture. And my goal in my paintings is not only to have color and light, but also to have texture. So just using the dryer for any little tiny bit that's just a little bit wet still. And here, that is, look at how that lavender, wow, it's such an interesting color. So now my goal would be just to enhance a little bit of dark value, but knowing that my sequence, right, I started with these thicker, more like opaque-ish colors. I don't think they're listed as opaque, but to me they act somewhat like opaque, especially if you put them on very thick. I mean, any color, if you put it thick enough, will become opaque. But as far as what Daniel Smith titles it as is yellow ochre as being completely transparent but granulating. And then the lavender is semi-transparent and granulating. So lavender is got some lovely granulation, and then your yellow ochre is your pigment yellow 43, which is another granulated color. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and keep that in mind though. So even though they're not calling it opaque, I feel it acts like an opaque, or a better way to say it would be that you have the potential for muddy colors. These aren't the best colors for glazing in layers. So I want to do a minimal amount of edits at this point, just to do maybe a touch of negative painting, just to give it a little bit of sass, a little bit of attitude, but very minimally. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that music, and I hope you enjoy this section, which will be about negative painting. One last thing is, basically I'm looking for places where the watercolor has created illusions, and then I'm going to enhance that. As you can see, I'm quite off course when it comes to my reference, so I'll just be using my reference maybe for suggestions, but I'm predominantly using what I see on the paper that the watercolor has done for me. Hi everybody, so here is that finished painting, and here was my first. I'll have the link to this one in the description. I went for a lighter colored rose. This was my inspiration photo. And then this one, I wanted more of a darker roses. So these were my inspirations. So yeah, and all of this was done with these 5 colors. Again, the yellow ochre, lavender, quinacridone, burnt orange, the undersea green, and Prussian blue. And I think this is just such a fantastic little color palette. I really like it. It's speaking to my heart a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to leave me a comment, say hi, and let me know if you'd like to see some more flower videos in the future. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy painting.